Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We're going to pick up on Cobblehook Cove where we left off. Like we found out last time, there's a few ways to import maps into Sigil. Sometimes one way works better than others. You can take an image and resize it. It's typically 200 pixels by 200 pixels for each square on the Sigil map. But depending on file size, sometimes you might not be able to bring that into Sigil. That's file size or file type. So oftentimes using the URL from the website is easier, but you can't resize it as easily. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. We have a before picture here where we left off the other night, but in the Discord channels we've been getting some of the same questions again and again, and that's how do I resize a map and at the same time align it to the grid so that the pieces snap to it easily. So we're going to go back a step and find an easy way that I found to make sure that you're sizing the map and making sure that it's snapping in the right place. So let me go ahead and bring up Sigil. Right, so we have my character mini for Tim Not Tim, right? And he's just standing on a 5-foot block. And this is what I would do if I'm bringing in a map that I really don't know the size and I'm not sure how to get it to line up. Right? So the first thing that you'll want to do, go into build mode and take any 5-foot piece and put it down on the grid first, right? Because these will automatically snap to the grid at either full or half grid spacing. Okay. So Tim is already standing on a piece that has been snapped to the grid. Okay. And I'm going to bring in my image. You can see Tim would be a monster in this, right? Each of these squares is supposed to be 5 foot by 5 foot, which is what Tim is standing on. So to make sure that he is in the right space. We're pretty close enough, I think. And this is something that I've learned in my experience playing D&D way back on actual tabletop. Maps are just the guide. The squares are approximately 5 feet. Right? So if you're close enough, it'll probably work. Right? So I might move the map just a little bit. Where do I want to stay? Maybe he just got off the boat. So, what we might do for now, we can always change it later. I am going to click the square. I'm going to click Shift and the image board. the image board in that pedestal that Tim was on, that stays in the same spot. Yep. Now that we have the map and it should be set to the grid. Oh, get that. Still snaps to the... when we get a map, the first thing that we want to look at is some of the key features, things that stand out. And of course, in this map, that's probably going to be these green pools of acid. So we're going to try to tackle this first one first. I might not always show my face. I might make some funny faces when I'm building. So if I find interesting points or something that needs to be addressed, I'll come back into the camera. One thing that I've learned is that image boards don't like to be stacked right on top of other image boards. And to get this acid to look the right way, we need to change that just a little bit. First, some things that I'm going to do is, we don't always want to do it, but we're going to having Tim as an anchor point is really good, but I want something a little bit taller. See that there's a few stalagmites here. We'll try to find ones that are about the right. Again, image maps don't like to sit on top of each other, or image boards, so I am going to move this, move it around just a little bit. Do that. And block. And I'll go all the way to the ring border of this pool. And what I should be able to do is add the map. And you'll move it to where you can just barely see it, and then hold. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to fill in the line shape. Get a little more freedom of movement. You can hold shift to keep it on the same level and then control, and that'll take off the locking. We've got our little stuff here. We can move that down. The next thing I'm going to do is put another image board on top of this chunk that I just made. Down just there, just below that ridge. I'm going to see what it looks like first, right? So I've already found an image that I want to use for this. Now I can resize this. And it's going to be okay that we can see on the outside because that will be covered up by terrain. Right, and that is how I would build the pool there. Just to make it a little easy on myself, I'll take that image board, I'll take that surrounding border, I'll hold shift, click different stones, reading through the source material, we find out that the water just off the coast is 10 foot deep. I put a 10-foot block here, so that pool is going to be the main ground level. Right? So moving on to step 2, right? This coastline. There's a few ways that we can do this. We could make it all stone. We could use some different terrain. That would be okay. But I might use terrain. Might be the best way to do it. to keep this height